Hey guys and gals, this is Alex with Exchange Commercial Real Estate, multifamily broker here in Kansas City, coming to you each and every single week for the Multifamily Minute. It's actually been a couple weeks since I've talked to you. Today is Monday, April 8th, and I'm going to get right into it. There's a couple things we've missed, but really focusing on the new stuff that has come to market. Hopefully you'll notice that we've got an HD picture here finally. Welcome to the 21st and a quarter century. Looking to see how this hopefully pans out for us. But let's get right into it. And I wanted to talk about the new properties that have hit Zillow here first. Again, this is MLS powered, and this is everything new in the last 7 days here in the entire Kansas City metro. So I'm very familiar with this particular property here, which you can see. This one has been on my marketplace, my off-market list for many, many months and years. And here it is now as a listed property. It's not my listing. I could still help you with it. It's 16 units listed for $2.2 million. There's a lot I like about this, and I'm not going to say anything good or bad about it because it's listed with another brokerage firm, which is fine. I will say if you want to buy this property, please reach out to me, and I can help you buy this. This is on the MLS, which means that they are still paying a co-broker fee to get this property sold. So I'm excited to help you with that property. Again, this is Lee Summit, Class A location, right next to a K through 12 high school or school system in Lee Summit. And so this is an excellent opportunity to take advantage of that. Looking forward to hearing from you soon on that property. All right. So now we're going to move into the other new properties that we have on the open market. This one here, this is actually a listing that I have off of Ditzler Avenue. It's 12 units, so it's two sixplexes located in the heart of Raytown, a great rental market. The seller's owned it for a couple of years. He's ready to move on, and I think with new ownership and new property management directives, this can be a really nice cash flowing property. There's a couple vacant units here. We've got a 3D tour, we've got all the financials, we've got the current rent roll, we've got the details on it. If you want to take a look at this in further detail, we would love to help you out. Basically, somewhere around $78,000 per unit is what this particular seller wants for it. And there's no real owner expenses other than you do, of course, pay some, trash and lawn mowing, but then you're only paying for sewer. Everything else is separately metered. The other good thing is that each unit has its own washer and dryer hookup. So you can put washer and dryers in there and charge for a premium or let the tenant bring it to there, but that is a premium in this location. All right, so I'm not going to spend too much more time on that, but this is a listing we have that I highly recommend checking out. All right, so that's a property there in Raytown, which is a Class C submarket of Kansas City. Remember, Lee Summit's Class A submarket. There are two new construction projects down here. This looks to be a couple of triplexes in Overland Park and Stillwell area. Again, those are brand new construction. I don't even think they've started construction on it, but I would be happy to look at these for you because I do like that concept. So if it's a triplex, let's say, that's $500,000 per unit. Not sure what they're projecting for rents, but again, this is Overland Park. It's probably at least $3,000. They look quite large. And again, these are going to have very low owner expenses for the first several, 5-10 years because of the quality construction in the new age that we're sitting in. All right, so those could be interesting if you're interested in new property, new construction in the Kansas City metro. All right, let's zoom back out and get our bearings here in Zillow. I'm not going to touch on a couple of these properties. These ones here in the historic Northeast, and I don't do a ton of business up here. It's not my forte, and it's just a market that I typically stay away from, mostly because the numbers always look great, and then you get into it, and there's just some unknowns about it. Very old buildings. Just a different location that I'm not excited about, and nothing, for or against it, but it's not my specialty. All right, now let's zoom back in here. We've got some midtown looking properties, one of which is right on Linwood. I've had listings on Linwood here in the past year or so. It's a great submarket of Kansas City, this particular street. This is 2.1 million. Let's see how many units that is, if I can remember correctly. So it's 16 units for 2.1 million. I'm sure they've made some significant upgrades. That to me does sound off the top like a pretty stiff price. However, if they've got the income and expenses dialed in with high rents, Midtown does really well. So that's all I'm going to say about that property. I like the building and the look of it. It might be a touch on the high side. Happy to dig into those details with you to see where it pencils out. All right, next up, we have another property here in Midtown. This one's actually west of Paseo, west of 71, 1.6 million. And this one happens to be 14 units, all one bedroom, actually it's 15 units because there's 14, one bed, one bath, and then a efficiency unit in there. So this is, in a good location here. Again, I think they've done some nice things to these properties. Would really depend on the current rents that they have and what the building conditions are. Sure, they're 100 years old, but they've been updated over the years and are newer in nature. So a couple interesting Midtown properties here. None of these look like a steal of a deal. However, as we know in this market, the devil's in the details, the quality's in the details. So let's dive into those and look at those together. All right, so some good news here. We've got a lot of new property hit the market in the last several weeks, even with some new construction here and some old tried and true properties. Not really much in Overland Park and Blue Springs, but that time is coming. So that's everything on the MLS, and which of course we're looking here at Zillow to help us understand the market better. Now let's take a look at LoopNet and more of the commercial side. A lot of the same properties here. Again, this is my listing here on Ditzler 5222 Ditzler Avenue, Raytown, Missouri. I really do like this property, and so do check that one out. This particular set of properties here, so the rest of the remaining, I'm not going to talk about this property here in Independence. It looks like it's a lot of maybe small micro houses and a little development for $800,000. There's no real details on the listing, so I'm going to skip that one for now, and hopefully that they come together and get some more details around that. But I did want to talk a little bit about a couple other ones. So we've got this property here. It looks like it's 25 units. However, this is really more of a bedroom type of asset. It's located right next to the University of Missouri, Kansas City, and Rockhurst, two very popular universities here in the center of the city, the center of it all, right next to the streetcar extension. Love this location, love this building. I own close here, so I'm very familiar with what this building looks like. It's more of a dormitory style setting, I would say, and it's more of a rent per unit. So there's some couple different plays on getting that property to work for you. Could be interesting. I'll just say that, and we can look at those details there together. Another property here is this one, which is, it's east of 71, but it's on the south side here off of Gregory, so it's kind of close to the hospital on the east side. Regardless, it's 34 units for let's call it 2.6 million for simple math in my head. That's a pretty decent price per door. That's pretty cheap on many aspects. So let's dig in here and look. You can see some of the photos, how they've done at least some updates and upgrades to the units. Looks like the roofs are in fine enough shape. We'd need to do an inspection there, but you can tell that it's a fine enough property to dive into the details a little bit better. So we've got 34 units, 35 units, 2.6. We've got 14 of them been updated, and we've got $200 more for those. We've got a mix of 2 bedrooms and 1 bedrooms and a couple studios. So this is an interesting package here. It is a workforce housing style. It's not going to be a Class A location. It's probably more of a Class C location. But, there could be some great cash flow play with acquiring this property with, of course, the right management and the right business plan. So that could be an interesting opportunity for somebody looking to get into that, $2 to $5 million space in the Kansas City market. Okay, so that's a Class C location. This one right here that we talked about, I missed that one, is a Class A location due to the university in Midtown. aspect of it, and then zooming back out just to make sure we didn't miss anything here in the Kansas City. So that's it. Quite a bit of new product over the last several weeks. The trend continues. I myself have 6 listings that are signed and going to be on market. Right now we need buyers to get back in there. We've got lenders, we've got insurance providers, we've got attorneys, we've got everything you need to be able to acquire properties in Kansas City. I am here to help you. I am on your side. Even if I am representing a seller or representing a buyer, my goal is to complete the transaction within the best interest of whoever I'm representing. I can also act as a transaction broker. So there's a lot going on here in Kansas City with all the new multifamily listings that are hitting the market. Again, this is Alex Olson, multifamily broker here in Kansas City. Looking forward to hearing from you soon.